All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so brother Haran coming back at you, and today's the 18th, February 18th, all right, 2023. All right, the hopeful year where all the prophecies, all right, come to pass. All right, and today's another Saturday. All right, and hey, the water Yabashim Yao Shai, I'm able to get back on this channel. All right, I was kind of like operating on my other page just to build that up for a little bit. All right, so through the Spirit, I decided that I'll use this page for live church, and then my other page I'll use it for my lessons and so on and so forth. All right, but as you can see, the title goes, all right, the Charagma revealed. Okay, and this actually stems from a video that I actually did earlier this morning. All right, and accidentally deleted it. All right, I was updating all my my videos in my computer, and I accidentally deleted the one that I did before I even got the chance to upload it. So, I just prayed over it, and through the Spirit, I'll be able to, redo it. All right, but this time we'll do it live. All right, and it goes into this article that I have, all right, that pretty much explains the times that we're in and the future of payments. Okay, and I actually posted a small little video, all right, by Walletmore. Okay, Walletmore is actually that tech company that is engaged in creating microchips that's going to be implanted into people very soon. And exactly for what reason? To make payments. Okay, that is the main exact reason why the MOTB, which is known as the, the mark of the beast, okay, in today's modern terms is known as the RFID microchip. All right, and through the Spirit, we're gonna go into it. All right, that whatever they have in here, when you actually break down the words, it fits perfectly with what John the Revelator saw, all right, in the book of Revelation. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. It says, microchip implants in humans is now a big thing. Does it have privacy, security issues? So that's the question. So now they're gonna start pushing, all right, what are the things that we can do or they can do, all right, in order for them to bring it to the forefront, for the whole world to actually accept it as something that's plausible, because they know that they can't just bring something like that, all right, to the mainstream and people are just gonna accept it. All right, they know that according to prophecy, they're gonna have a pushback. They also know that according to prophecy that they will fulfill that prophecy whether they want to or not. And I remember back in 2016, 2017, whenever you brought up, the concept of MOTB, all right, it being the microchip, a lot of people couldn't see it. All right, even till today, you got camps that still don't see it, man. And that's because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has blinded them so they can't see the truth. Okay, ultimately, it's going to lead to their own destruction, as is written in the book of Revelation, the 14th chapter. Okay, so let's get right into it. It says here, humans have slowly but steadily improved technology in the last few years, and microchip implants have now become a all right, so like I got some demons trying to get to me, calling me and shit like that. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that, but anyway, let's get right into it. It says, humans have slowly but steadily improved technology in the last few years, and microchip implants have now become a big thing, okay? For it says, from giving you access to your home or to allowing you to buy stuff, right, without bringing anything, but does it suffer from privacy or security issues? So that's the first thing, okay? They're creating a microchip that is going to be specifically going to be doing one thing, which is what John the Revelator saw, okay? And Walletmore is behind that technology. And they're not the only company that's behind that technology. You also have companies like Neuralink, okay, with Elon Musk, okay? He's behind that, pushing for the other fulfillment of that same very prophecy, okay, which is going to be implanted in your brain, okay? They're looking to plant microchips in people's brains, and that's how they're going to be able to interact with the new world of doing things. Okay, you go into that word foreheads, we're going to get into it, okay, in the book of Revelation, it goes into the word metapon. And when you go into that word metapon, it goes into what? The space between the eyes, so your forehead, okay? Hence, you have the name metaverse, okay? Where you're going to have a universe, a digital universe where you're going to be wearing this AR gadgets, okay? Artificial, what's that called? AR is artificial. Oh, AR. I forget what the R stands for. But if any brother or sister on the common board, specifically the brothers, if you remember, if you could just remind me, all right, that'll be your pa. All right. Um, artificial. What's it? Artificial reality, something like that. Yeah. Okay. So they are on that side trying to bring that into fruition. Okay, so now you have companies who are working together to build this new technological infrastructure. All right, and all that's happening is a transition. Okay, so you have what's her name? Hillary Clinton. All right, Hillary Clinton just came out and said that they have to do away with cash, so in order to help with climate change. So everything is shifting from the physical to the digital in the name of what? So-called climate change. So that has to do with what? The money system is going to change in terms of what? Payment. And we're going to get right into it. Let's read. It says in one case, 37-year-old Patrick Paulman can pay for something he wants in a shop or restaurant without using a bank card or his mobile phone. You hear that? And right now, as we speak, how are people able to make purchases? You're able to make purchases by using your smartphone. All right, I do it all the time. You have the bank information on your phone. So when you're done with the purchases, you just tap it and you're good to go. Okay, you don't got to pull out your card or any of that shit. It's literally very convenient. But that's how they're going to get people, by way of convenience. You see, we do it, but when the time comes, the Lord is going to put a different spirit on us where we're not going to feel the need to want to look for that kind of convenience because we're not going to have a place to be in this world. Okay, so naturally, the elect, we're not going to have a place in this new world, but that's okay because we seek one to come. All right, it tells you in the book of Hebrews that this world is not for us, but we seek one to come. Okay, I believe it's Hebrews the 8th chapter, where it goes into pushing for a new world. Okay, I believe the Apostle Peter also talks about it, that we're looking for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Okay, so that's what we're looking for as the elect of the nation of Israel, and we understand the times that we're in. Okay, everything that we're reading, everything that we're witnessing now in today's day and age was actually what John the Revelator saw. So it's not a matter of it could be or it might be. No, it's what it is that he saw, and that's what we're about to go through. All right, so let's continue. It says, in one case, 37-year-old Patrick Paulman can pay. Once again, the concept here is about payment, buying and selling. That's what the word payment goes back to. Okay, being able to buy and sell goes into what? Payments. It's a payment system. All right, it says, pay for something he wants in a shop or restaurant without using a bank card or his mobile phone. Okay, so that means that what? There's a new technology, like I said, that's coming around right around the block. All right, that's going to be the next form of payment that everybody's going to have to deal with. And it's going to be global. It's not just, oh, I'm in New York, so I can only use this type of payment system over here in New York. No, it's a global thing. All right, all these companies, all these corporations are all in league. Okay, when you have meetings like Davos, okay, you have the Bilderberg meetings, all these small little meetings, the World Health Organization meeting, all right, all these different meetings that they have, these are the things that they're discussing. Okay, how can they push into a new digital world where they're going to control everything? Okay, and the best way to do is by what? Identification, which is the first way, and also what? By banking, money. Okay, so let's continue. It says, instead, he simply extends his left hand and places it near the contactless card reader, and he sends the money to the store. There you go. That's exactly what John the Revelator saw. Okay, and as a matter of fact, why don't we just go into that right away? Okay, we're gonna do this side by side. So we're reading what the article is saying, and it's funny because, man, Jake is, oh man, you have these guys Wi-Fi group. Okay, you could tell they got no type of connection to the Heavenly Father besides wickedness, of course, right? And the Lord is using them on the left-hand side to deceive a lot of people. Okay, Yahushua said, all right, in the last days that what? You're gonna have false prophets. Okay, and they're gonna come in and they're gonna what? They're gonna deceive many. Okay, so that's what we're seeing now. All right, so let's keep reading. It says, instead, he simply extends his left hand and places it near the contactless card reader. All right, that's why you have something known as contactless payment. That means that you're not gonna have to put any type of device anywhere. All you gotta do is just swipe your hand or whatever, and boom, the transaction is made, right? So it says what? It says he places it near the contactless reader, and he sends the money to the store. So he just made a purchase right there. Okay. So now let's just say today was the day where officially all the stores, all the banks, all the jobs, anything that you have to do some type of transaction with, if they all change their system today, how would you function? If everything went digital today, how would you function? Well, they'll come in and they'll tell you the only way you can function is by having an implantable microchip inside your body that will enable you to gain access to these different devices that are around you. So getting into your building, all right, you got a lot of these new buildings that are being set up now, they're all being done by QR code. So instead of having the old type of key system where you could just unlock and lock, now you have a key fob that you put and it scans and then you get the green light and it lets you in. So everything is being changed to that. So even having an apartment building, a place where you could stay, you're going to have that type of technology inside your body some way, somehow, right? Getting into cars. Now cars are starting to have those type of technologies, and it's actually part of what they're advertising, okay? You got all these new form of technology with the cars. You got Tesla, okay? All these electric vehicles that they're creating. What do you think that's all about? Okay, that's number two. So you got the buildings, apartment buildings that people are going to be living in, and you got the cars that people are going to be driving. What about jobs? Okay, most people pretty much have a direct deposit. So you gotta have something with your bank account, right? So in order to make payments, it goes through your banks. And they're using, all right, they have all these pilot programs already in place. These banks are in league with the World Economic Forum, and they're pushing this type of new Orwellian technology. This is what John the Revelator saw. We're living in these days right now as we speak. So when you got clowns like the Wi-Fi group who come out here and they tell people that the MOTB is not what it is, and they say it's sin and all this extra shit, it's quite ridiculous when you actually scrutinize it and see what's actually going on, okay, which we're going to do. So let's continue. All right, so now we got the part where Mr. Patrick Pullman is actually buying and selling, all right, but specifically here he's buying, and we just read, without any contact, right? Okay, so let's read. It says, humans, no, I got that. Okay, it says Pullman, a security guard who, wait a minute. Salakia, 1 second. Right. It says Pullman, a security. Yep. Pullman, a security guard who comes from the Netherlands. Okay. And you already know you got Sweden, the Netherlands, a lot of these European countries, they already pretty much, the system is already there. New Zealand, all right, they already got the system. So it's just a matter of time for whatever shit they're going to have to push out there is going to come out, and then we'll be able to see that the full-fledged of the beast system being put out in the open. At that point, you're really going to see what we've been talking about, how the devil is going to come upon the earth having great wrath because he knows that he hath but a short time. Everybody's going to see it, okay? So it says what? Contactless payment with microchip implant. That's the title right there. It says, Pullman, a security guard who comes from the Netherlands, said that he always finds the reaction from cashiers priceless because it's new, it's foreign. It's like, yo, how the fuck did you just pay for this shit? Like, what the hell? Well, guess what? Very soon it's gonna be the norm, okay? And those of us who don't have it, we're gonna be looked at as, what the hell is going on with y'all? That's how it's gonna be, okay? Just like how over the past 2 years, you had pretty much back in 2019, everybody was normal, so-called. And then 2-3 years later, you can't see a normal person now. You meet somebody who actually has some type of brain in their body, in their head, you look at it as, oh shit, I'm surprised to see somebody like this, right? If you meet anyone who uses the word God or Jesus Christ or any type of sincere spirit in them, it's very rare to see, man. It's like, oh wow, whoa, I didn't even think there's people like you out there, right? That's how it's gonna be. It's gonna be an anomaly to see an elect, all right? Somebody who's not a part of the system and still surviving. It's gonna be an anomaly, okay? But it's all gonna be done through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, all right? Because he says so, okay? And those of us who believe that, we're gonna wait upon the Lord to show his hand, to give us the directions, like he did when the time of Egypt. He took us through, all right, the time of Egypt, through bondage, delivered us from bondage, kept us in the wilderness for 40 years, and guess what? We were able to be good, all right? He fed us, he clothed us, all right? It says, the scripture says that our shoes did not even wither for 40 years, man. You know, our clothes were intact for 40 years. All right, in the wilderness where you're just literally traveling from camp to camp to camp for 40 years. All right, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua held us through as a nation. But this time, he's not going to do it as a nation. He's only dealing with the elect. All right, so Lord willing, we are of that number. We're going to receive that salvation. Like he says in Revelation, the 3rd chapter, we're entering into that time of temptation where the Lord is going to deliver his elect. Okay, and he's going to make it apparent who he's dealing with. You're starting to see it now. Okay, but it's going to get harder and harder as the time goes on. That's why it's called a temptation. Everywhere you go, every corner you take, everything you do is going to be tied into this MOTB system. That's where it's going to be hard for people to make that decision of, do I want to be a part of it or not? Okay? But we fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, so it's not even up for debate. All right? So it says, he said he is able to do this because of a 2019 contactless payment microchip injected under his skin in his hand. Okay? Why not in his butt cheek? Why didn't he say, oh, you know, when I got there, I actually was able to buy and sell because I was sinning a lot. You know, I had so much in my bank account because of the sins that I had accumulated over the years. You know, I was going off so much. Look, my bank account is stacked, so I'm able to buy and sell. How come he never said that? That doesn't even make sense. You think Esau give a fuck about that shit? You know, you really think Esau give a fuck about that shit? Oh, it's sin. It's whatever. It can't be whatever. It's a specific thing. When you go into the word, it says charagma in the Greek. That's a very specific word, okay, which goes into what the word charax. How is that charagma going to be administered? Is going to be done by a device called the charax, which is what? The palisade, okay, or a stake, a needle, okay? And they're going to pass something into you. That's where the word receive comes in, okay? If you go into every single word, you will find the truth of what we're dealing with here, okay? And through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, started from my elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, we got that, okay? We got that. So we understand perfectly what this prophecy is talking about. It says, continuing, it says, he said that at that time, the procedure hurt as much as the time when someone else pinches your skin. So it's a small little, they make it seem like, oh, it's just a small little inch, you know, it's nothing too crazy, right? Let's read. The first time that such a technology was injected into a human being was in 1998. Okay, so was it 98, 2008, that's a whole decade. 2018, that's 20 years. So 2028 will be 30 years. Okay, so what? 20 years and some change is the first time they actually administered this shit into a human being live. And now we're about to actually see it where it's going to be implemented upon the whole entire earth as a new form of payment. Okay, and this is exactly what this man Russo, is it Alex Russo, Adam Russo? I always forget his first name, but he had an interview with Alex Jones, and in the interview he brought these informations out. We already knew this stuff, but it confirms it that yes, it's not just a conspiracy theory; it's a conspiracy fact. They are indeed there. There's a group of people that they show you. What do you think Klaus Schwab is all about? What do you think, what's his name, Harari is all about? What do you think Bill Gates is all about? They come out and tell you, the owners of these tech companies, they're telling you what the situation is. They're telling you what the future, so-called future is going to be about. Everything's going to be digital, including the money, the payment system. And in order for you to do any transactions, you will have to partake in this new payment system. You will be identified, you will be tracked, you will be traced, okay? You will be controlled. That's exactly what this is all about. Okay, and if you don't comply, you can't partake in this. As a matter of fact, it's going to get to the point where those who don't comply adamantly, going back to the scriptures, those are the ones that are going to be beheading. Okay, those of us who are going to stand firm and say, we're not taking this because according to the scriptures, it goes against our law. And if we break this law, we're going to face death from the Heavenly Father. They're going to come heavy upon us. But for the rest of the people, they're in the middle, in between, they're going to end up taking that shit anyway. Because why? They're not of the elect. But the elect, we're going to stand strong. Okay? They're not going to get all of us. But some of us going to have to put our lives down. Okay? So anyway, let's keep going. All right, that's how serious this thing is, man. And Esau knows that. Okay? Esau very well knows that. All right? So let's continue. Hey, Shalom. Yabash Miyashah Brakatah. All right? So let's keep going. It says, The first time that such a technology was injected into a human being was in 1998. But it was only in the last decade that microchip implants have become commercially available, as per BBC, which is what? The British Broadcasting Corporation. Okay, so that's going into what? Esau's media. All right, their ability to convince the world. This is all part of the deception. Okay, the man of sin being revealed, we're actually coming out and telling you boldly, this is what they do. The mystery of iniquity that doth already work. Only now who letteth will let. All right, or only him who now letteth will let. Okay, until he be taken out of the way. That's in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. We're going to get that too. Okay, but all these things are happening, and for so long, nobody knew what was going on in the world. They called it a secret society. They call it the so-called Illuminati. No, they have an identity. They're known as the Edomites of the Bible. All right, 2nd Ezra tells you that what? 2nd Ezra 6 and 8, 6 and 9, it says what? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? When they were in the womb, the twins, the brothers, Jacob and Esau, the actual brothers, were in the womb of Rebekah. What was happening? It says that there was a war, there was a fight, there was a struggle in the womb. And what happened? When they came out, Esau came out first, the older. But Jacob came out holding his heel. Okay? Holding right onto his heel. That's exactly what's happening today, prophetically. You got the ones on the left-hand side trying to create this so-called New World Order, and the righteous men from the tribe, from the nation of Jacob, who was then later on turned into Israel, right? Yasharallah, we're holding right onto their heel. Everything they bring out, we're on it. Everything they say, we're on it. Debunking everything they do. You think they're happy about that? It's only going to turn into a war. That's what's coming. You got World War III, and then you also got the spiritual war between the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Okay? This informational war. They came out already and they told us that, oh, the biggest problem we have is so-called conspiracy theories online. It's not no biggest problem with conspiracy theory online. No, it's just the truth is bothering you devils. Okay? We know who we are. That's a big problem. Last year, you saw the whole controversy with the whole Kyrie and all this. Oh, I know who I am, and we're the Israelites and all that. You think they want that in the mainstream? Why do you think they had all their rabbis getting out their bunkers and coming out of their fucking little underground caves to come and debunk and say, oh, that's anti-Semitism. Oh, we can't have that. Oh, we need to find an ADL. And come on, bro. We don't want to hear that shit. Come and address the questions. Answer the questions. Put it out on the line from the scriptures. Prove to us who you are. And let's go from there. But they're not going to do that. Why? Because you're being exposed. And we're going to continue to expose you devils. All right? The Lord is only going to turn us up even more. Because the more you try to debunk what we're saying, the more you're going to prove everything we're saying. All right? So let's continue. And at this point, till today, we still haven't had any Edomite come out and say, oh, well, we don't plan on microchipping the whole entire world, No, they actually say quite the opposite. Klaus Schwab has said, oh, very soon, all of you are going to be microchipped. You're going to have a brain implant. You're going to be able to think things and download shit and upload shit and all this bullshit that they're talking about. You really think motherfuckers going to sit there for that to happen? Not going to happen. So continue, it says, British-Polish firm, Walletmore. Again, it's an Edomite company. British-Polish firm, okay? Walletmore said last year that it is the first company that has offered them up for sale to the public, all right? Going from private to commercial, to the public when it comes to implantable payment chips. This is exactly what John saw. John the Revelator saw exactly this. There was a new payment system that nobody could buy and sell unless they had this in their bodies. He called it in the Greek, the Charagma. Today it's known as the RFID microchip. That is that very Charagma John saw. Okay? So let's continue. It says, Wojtek Paproda, the founder and chief executive of the company, said that the implant could be used to pay for a drink. Hold on. Specifically to do what? To pay for a drink, right? On the beach in Rio, a coffee in New York, a haircut in Paris, or at your local grocery store. I'm gonna read that again slow. All right, and then we're gonna read it in the book of Revelation to see if it matches. All right, we're gonna see if it really does match, and then we'll see who's bullshit and who's really got the truth. All right, let's see. Let's read this again. It says, The founder and chief executive of the company, we're talking about Walletmore, said the implant, right? Implant, something that goes into your skin, it's implanted underneath your skin, subdermal, right? Could be used to specifically, not for, oh, you can cause sin or you could, no, specifically to do what? To pay. When you pay for something, you're purchasing it. When you're purchasing something, you're buying something, okay? You're buying something. So a payment system has to do with transaction, and transaction goes both ways. I'm either selling you something so you can buy it, or if you're buying something, that means it's being sold. The only way you could buy something is if it's sold, okay? If you take it any other way than buying it, you stole it or it was given to you. That's it. But if you take something that's not yours, let's say you go to, let's use this example that he used, all right? So I don't think too hard. It says pay for a drink on the beach in Rio, okay? So here, this new technology, this new payment system is gonna be global, like we said earlier, right? Check this out. So let's just say you're in Rio and you wanna pay for a drink on the beach. How are you gonna do that? He just told you that this is gonna be able to allow you to do that. So let's say you're in Rio, you could buy something in Rio and it'll just come out of your bank account. Your bank account, you're good, you're all set. You're good to go. Just scan your hand and you're set. Okay, and then later on, let's say you come out to New York maybe a week after, and then you want to get a coffee. Maybe you get off the plane, JFK, and you right there and you like, yo, let me get some coffee. I'm falling asleep. I want to do some work, whatever. Guess what? You go over there, you say, hey, let me get this coffee, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to take out your card. You're not going to have to go change your money from Rio currency to American currency. You don't have to do all that. Everything is already digital. So it's just going to come out of your bank account. So all you got to do is swipe your hand and you're all set, okay? Or if you want to go get a haircut in Paris. So you notice what he said there. He gave you 3 different places. He said Rio, which is in Brazil. He said New York, which is in America. And he said Paris, which is in France. 3 different locations. Latin America, which is Southern America, Northern America, and Europe. All 3 continents, he's basically telling you that this is going to be global to the point where no matter where you're going to be at, you can still use this technology. That's what he's saying by saying these 3 different locations is still going to work there. Meaning it's a global thing. It's a takeover. This is what John the Revelator saw. Okay? So you might be in Brazil, or you might be in Uruguay, or you might be somewhere in Africa, or you might be in the island somewhere. Guess what? This technology is also going to be there. Why? Because today people use different types of payment systems, but they want to collapse the whole system and make it one, a universal payment system, okay? Universal basic income, okay? Universal basic income. That means that no matter where you're gonna be at, you will fit. If let's say they come up with some shit like, you need to be able to make a certain type of income. You got to be in some type of income bracket. That's the only way you're gonna be able to qualify for this basic income. It's universal. So wherever you go, you'll be able to use this type of money, which is digital. They're going to be able to track it. They'll be able to know exactly how much you have in your account. They'll be able to tell you what you can use that money for. This is all part of the beast system that John the Revelator saw. And anyone who does not comply with this, that means that you're off the grid. You're off the grid. You're going to be a problem to them. And that's where the beheadings come in. All right, that's where the arrests come in. That's where you're being harassed, you're being chased, you're being made uncomfortable, betrayal. These are all prophecies, man. This is all part of the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay? But who? But he shall be saved out of it. Who specifically? The elect. Okay? Jacob's trouble is specifically coming. The elect really going to face that trouble. We really going to go through it. But we're going to make it out of it. Okay? The rest, they all going to get got. That's just what the prophecy says. Okay? So is it really about saving the whole nation? No. Who is it about? It's about the elect. Who's the Lord coming back for? If you were to ask any Christian this question, what is the mark of the beast and who's the Lord coming back for? They'll get it completely wrong. Why? Because they're not of the elect. So that means they're going to end up taking the mark of the beast, whether they know it or not. Okay? That's why the Lord has us out here proclaiming it, telling you exactly what it is. You can't miss it. Okay? You cannot miss it. If these devils are telling you, literally, we're creating a system, a payment system that's going to be in your hand, how much more do you need? How much more do you need, man? We're not that far from the end, bro. We literally right there. If the Lord is making us bring all this stuff out and these devils are actually confirming it with their technology, what more do you need, bro? It's not that much time we got left in this thing, man. All right? So it says what? So you could what? You could use it to pay for a drink. That's the payment. That's the buying and selling, right? You could use it at in Rio. You could use it in New York. You could use it for a haircut in Paris. All right, or you could just use it at your local grocery store. That's where you have the Amazon ones that come into play. Okay, because guess what? These grocery stores are also playing the same role. All right, that these elites want them to play, which is use or incorporate this new payment technology. And that at that point, if you don't got the technology in your body, you can't use it. I think they got it. They got it in a lot of Whole Foods right now. They also starting. I think they're starting to build it up in Walmart's. And Walmart, the situation with Walmart, I remember last year they were saying that, oh, the people are stealing too much and they don't have enough security and they're gonna have to change the whole system so people can't come in and just take whatever. So now they're using, again, problem reaction solution. They're letting crime go crazy. And then all these companies are making these digital changes for their payment system. So when you come in, it's like, oh, well, if you're not registered, you can't really buy nothing. You can't even go into the store because you have to scan your QR code because you've been registered as a member with the store. So let's say you are Whole Foods, right? I'm a member of Whole Foods. I have Amazon account. I have an Amazon account, right? So when the time comes, they're gonna make a digital switch. Okay, once the digital switch is made, how does it become mandatory? Okay, by law, the government passes a law that says this has become a legal tender. Cool. So now, me as an as a customer, what happens is now my membership is invalid because there's a new system that's come about. So if I was to go to Whole Foods right now to try to make a purchase, I'll be surprised. I'll get there and I'll be like, oh shit, what's going on here? There's no one to talk to. It's just machines there. Okay? They went into construction. The next time I get there, there's machines there. There's all constructions, all kinds of shit. And I get there and I'm like, hey, how do I get inside? They were like, oh, well, are you a member? I'm like, yeah, I'm a member. Like, oh, okay, well, do you have your QR code with you? I'm like, QR code? No, I don't have a QR code. Oh, okay, well, this is a new system that we have. So if you don't have a QR code, you can't be allowed into the building. Oh shit, right? Okay, like how do I get a QR code? Oh yeah, you could go online and then register, put all your information, and then have a chip. So once the chip is in your hand, that way when you come in, you just swipe your hand and it's gonna open, and then you don't have to make any stops at the line. You don't even gotta go to a cashier. Just pick up whatever you want. It's gonna account for it. So when you're leaving, it's just gonna charge your account and you're good to go. Oh shit, damn, word? Man, okay. Is it a popular thing? Is a lot of people doing it? You'd be like, yeah, it's the whole world, man. We're changing everything now. You know, we're being more streamlined. They'll give you some bullshit like that, and at that point, you're like, oh shit, this is it. It's happening. You know, another example. You go to your bank. Your bank is gonna send you countless emails. They'll send you stuff in the mail. They'll tell you how they're changing things for the better. Oh, because of the last major cybersecurity, blah, 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 whatever, we have changed things, and now these are the kind of changes you're going to be able to see. Moving forward, all our ATM branches are going to have no cash. So in order for you to make any transaction, it's going to be digital transaction based, all right? And then now people are like, oh shit, here we go. No more cash. Now I got to do this digital shit, right? So in the next few months to test it out, they might have it where it's all digital. And then soon the chip comes in and then it becomes a thing where it's like, okay, that's it. This is just what it is. And that could happen like that. Within weeks and months, we can go from cashless, where you're using phones and shit like that, to literally no phones, nothing, just straight up chip. It could happen within months, all right? Within 3 to 6 months, that whole shit could change, all right? So let's keep going. It says, right. It says the company's chip, which weighs less than 1 gram and is only a little bigger than a grain of rice, is made up of a tiny microchip and an antenna encased inside a biopolymer, okay, which is a naturally sourced material similar to plastic, okay? So they're trying to push this idea of, oh, it's safe. You know, it works very well with humans and so on and so forth. You have nothing to worry about. You could come on and take this thing and you'll be just fine, right? So they're pushing that technology, that streamlined new world technology out there, right? So let's continue. It says, Paproda adds that the technology is entirely safe. We've heard that one before, right? The word safe and effective. We've heard that over the past 2 years, right? So let's keep going. It's safe has regulatory approval. And let's find out, it's interesting because the same people who are approving these things are the same people who are behind the scenes working hand in hand with those who are creating these things. So it's almost like a conflict of interest there, but it really isn't. Because then those who are sitting back, who are supposed to watch these things, regulate these things, and make sure that they're actually beneficial for human use, they're the ones who are actually behind the scenes, part of the plan to take over everything. You got people like the people who work with the FDA. A person who might be in the FDA who's supposed to be regulating these drugs and all these different things that people consume. He was formerly working with a company. All right, he was I believe his name is Scott Gottlieb. All right, that Jewish rat devil. Okay, and I give names because I always say we study you bitches. You like to study us, so we study you, and then we expose you devils. We put your names out there so the world could see who you are for who you are. Okay, we're not pulling teeth, we're not pulling punches, we're not holding shit. All we're gonna do is come out here and declare, hey, this is what it is, and those who listen, they're gonna be saved. Those who don't listen, they're gonna be destroyed. Point blank, period, man. That's just what it is. All right, let's continue. And listen, man, your threat's not gonna shake us. All right, you're domestic this and you guys are conspiracy that. We don't give a fuck. Okay, the truth is the truth. And if the whole world was to listen to us, all this shit would be done already, man. We'll be out of here a long time ago, man. But they're not listening. Because why? Because of prophecy. Okay? Everything John the Revelator saw is what we're about to go through. We're going through it right now. Okay? We're going through it right now, man. The persecution, all that is coming. Okay? Let's continue. All right, it says, Paparotta adds that the technology is entirely safe, right? Of course you say that. I mean, who the fuck is going to push some type of sale, whatever it is, a device or some shit, and then be like, oh, it's not safe. We're still trying to figure out how to. No. Of course he's gonna say it's safe. Like this fucking people from the Pfizer shit. All these people are dropping dead and shit, but yet they pushed the idea that it's safe and effective. So dumbass people went and got it. Okay, they went and got it. You know, so it says, Paparotta adds that the technology is entirely safe, has regulatory approval, right? Works immediately after implant and firmly stays in place. So that goes specifically, this is the maker of this thing. The nigga who's making this shit says it and firmly stays in place. Firmly stays in place. Once it's implanted in you, you're not taking that shit out. I'm sorry for those people who said, oh, I'm gonna take it and right when the missiles drop, I'm pop it right. Nope, you can't take that shit out. It's embedded into your skin. All right, that's like saying, oh, those who took the Vanessa, all right, oh, they're just gonna, there's gonna be something they're gonna put a pump right around your shoulder and then just suck all that venom out. No. It blends into you. It goes into your body, into your DNA. Okay, once you take that MOTB, it changes your whole makeup. Your genetic makeup is changed. It's not something that just, it's just in your body and no, you could just use it for buying and selling. No, bro, it changes you. It changes you, man. And soon you're going to see more information come out about how it changes you. Okay? I believe the elder brother Itazawam, State in the Spirit 144, actually did a video on the effects of those who are going to be taking it in their brain. All right, the so-called the so-called brain chips, man. Those who take it, it changes you completely. Okay? So let's continue. It says, according to the Daily Star, the technology is groundbreaking. In other words, skin piercing. All right? It's groundbreaking, especially since the use of physical cash in the last few years has been waning. And that's all done by design. The same people who are coming with the solutions are the same ones behind the problems. You understand how this whole thing works? The same people who are pushing for this to become the new form of payment are the ones who are pushing for the old form of payment to be out of there. Because what's that Roman saying? It says cui bono. All right, what is cui bono? One who stands to benefit. Okay, who benefits from all these things that's happening? Those who are behind the problems are the ones who are behind the solutions. They stand to benefit. Not the people, not the regular people, no. But see, they'll push it like, oh, we're doing this for the regular people. I mean, look at all the problems that you people are facing. Don't you want a solution? I mean, look what we're doing here. These are the kind of things that we're doing to help with all this problems that the world is facing. Well, who created these fucking problems, man? That's what people got to pay attention to, all right? All these train derailments and all these things that's going on. World War III is about to pop up. Who do you think is behind all this shit? When they've already told you what's gonna happen before they bring this whole new system out. They told you. If you listen to Davos and all these things that they keep, these meetings and all this shit, they tell you everything. How do you think we get our information? They tell us. You know, we just don't sit there and be like, oh, that's just, it's conspiracy. Nah, we pay attention to everything they say. Like everything they say, we listen. We go into the words that they use, why they're using specific words, because they're reading, they're giving speeches. So it's rehearsed. They're specific with everything they say. If you really scrutinize what they say, you'll be like, wait a minute. This does not seem like what they're actually telling us. When you actually study, there's a book called Double Speak. There's one book, and then there's another one called Spanglish. When you go into those books and you actually study it, you understand the English language itself. It's complete bullshit, man. It's complete fucking bullshit. That's why especially when you're reading the scriptures, you have to go into the other languages. You have to. You got to go into Greek. You got to go into Latin. All right. You got to go mostly Greek and Hebrew. All right. That's what we're dealing with for the most part. But you got to at least go into them, especially when it comes to the New Testament with the Book of Revelation. Oh, you got to go into some Greek. You got to go into a whole lot of Greek to understand what those words are talking about. What is actually happening? Okay. So let's continue. It says. So it says, well, it firmly stays in place. So it ain't gonna be popping out. You're not gonna just have it and then no. It's in there. Then the skin, the wound will heal. It'll cover up. So then now what? So let's continue. It says, according to the Daily Star, the technology is groundbreaking, especially since the use of physical cash in the last few years has been waning. Let's continue. The CV demic also accelerated the need for contactless procedures and not just payments, right? So specifically payments, but not just payments. We can use it for other things as well, right? So let's read. It says, the future of technology. Wallet Moore claims that it has already sold more than 500 microchip implants to willing customers, right, since last year. So just a year ago, they've already sold 500 of them shits. 500? I think it's more. But let's stick to 500 for now, right? And one thing I don't like about these Edomites, no matter how much space you give them, no matter how far you kind of move away from them, they will always find a way to come to you, man. Boy, you give them the whole entire earth, and you take just a little piece of land. They'll come over there and come and see what exactly is this man doing over here? Why does he want to be here by himself? Hey, God gave you got the whole fucking park to yourself. I'm in the small little cubicle spot, and damn near all the cars just keep coming around where I'm at. Why? Fucking devils, bro. Anyway, let's keep going. That's just Satan for you, man. Satan, always proud. All right, but we don't give a fuck, because at the end of the day, guess what? They all gonna take that chip too. I wish they would come over here and listen and ask questions, but they're not gonna do that. They're just gonna walk around and be all weird and be looking at you and shit like you doing something that fuck. Anyway, let's keep going. It says, according to the Daily Star, I'm gonna read that over again. According to the Daily Star, the technology is groundbreaking. Oh no, we read that already. Slide. It says, Paproda said that the technology claims or contains the same kind of technology that people use on a daily basis. That's the graphos right there. Okay, that's the information, that's the technology right there. Let's listen. It says, including key fobs, right? So this technology, this implant, has the ability to be used as a key fob. So it's not just buying and selling. You can use it to open doors, like we said before, right? So the next apartment. Oh, and guess what? I'll tell you something real quick. Isn't it kind of interesting how this whole fire shit that's going on? You know, two things that's happening, right? You got shelter in place, and then you also have relocations. It's funny how Black Rock, right? That name, remember, Black Rock is actually kind of caught in this whole train derailment shit that's going on. Now, a few months ago, you had JP Morgan, all right? They were buying up a whole lot of apartment buildings, houses, okay? Why do you think that is? Because they are part of those people who are going to be running the housing departments. And then you have Gil Bates, okay? He's also buying up a whole lot of land. Why is that? Because they are going to be in charge of agriculture and so on and so forth, Okay? And then so you have the banks changing the money system globally by following the model from the World Economic Forum. You got all these calamities happening where it's going to force people to relocate into housing and so on and so forth. And it just happens to be convenient that BlackRock, JP Morgan, and all these different companies are all part of what's actually going to cause people to want to look for new locations. It's kind of convenient, a little bit, right? We'll leave it at that for now. We'll address it, but we'll leave it at that for now. Just want to put these devils on notice that we watching you. And we will address it when the time comes, but we watching you. All right, so let's continue. It says, so like 1 second. Right, so what? It says, the technology that people use today on a daily basis, including key fobs, public transit cards, or bank cards with contactless payment functions. That's your buying and selling right there. They're telling you we are creating this technology that you're going to be using for buying and selling and basically having access to all things technology based. Things that everyday things that you do, you're going to have to use this technology to get there. We're here. It says, but while the technology could certainly help humans move forward, what else can be used for? What else can it be used for? Tesla CEO Elon Musk previously said that the world was heading, interesting words, right? Heading towards a point, another interesting word, point, right? Where we would be able to cure schizophrenia and autism. So they're going to use this sharp point to enter into people's head to cure schizophrenia and what? Autism. They've already advertised it as such, right? It says, he made the case by arguing that new microchip implants can be injected into a person's brain. So the very next sentence, he tells you exactly what he said in the previous sentence. He said, this is clever. That's why you have to go into the words. You have to actually understand how they communicate. They don't just use words just like how we use it, like, hey, what's up, bro? If they say, what's up, bro, it means something. Let's read again. It says, Tesla CEO Elon Musk previously said that the world was heading, right? Your forehead heading towards a point, that stake, the palisade, right? Where we would be able to cure schizophrenia and autism. How are we going to do that? There has to be a way. What is that way? He made the case by arguing that new microchip implants can be injected into a person's brain. That's how. That's how. All right. That's how. So we got that. All right. So now we got Wallet More. That's going to be focusing directly with the hands. And now you got Elon Musk with Neuralink. That's going to be focusing with the foreheads. All right. So let's keep going. It says Musk co-founded brain implant company Neuralink, which said that the initial goal of its technology, initial meaning that was what we originally wanted to do, right, is to help people suffering from paralysis to be able to regain their independence through the control of computers and mobile devices. Officials said that their devices are designed to give people the ability to communicate easily via text or speech synthesis, GovTech reported. Okay, so now that we've read that article, now that you know exactly what these companies are doing, you got Walletmore and you got Neuralink. Those two companies are bringing about this. They're fulfilling this prophecy right now. Those are the two companies that are front runners that the World Economic Forum is going to be incorporating and using to bring about this technology worldwide. Okay, and it ties into everything, including the first thing first, payment. It's a whole new payment system. And what would that do? That will fulfill the prophecy that John saw. So let's go into it real quick. All right. Let's go into the book of Revelation, because that's the times that we're in. That's the next major prophecy. All right. That's why the Lord has a spirit on us to keep on bringing the same points out. All right. It's basically being fully fleshed. Okay. The revelation, the prophecy is being made plain. All right. Made plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Meaning those that see it will be able to understand and be like, oh, yep, that's it. Hey, we just had a brother, all right, that he said he used to follow the Wi-Fi group. he said that you know, the MOTB understanding of it, the prophecy, he finally got it, and he got it based on this whole back and forth that we've been going through over the past 2.5 weeks, 2.5, almost 3 weeks of this MOTB controversy. It's through that controversy that he was able to get that revelation of exactly what that means, right? So that's why these controversial points are very necessary, because it brings about, it sheds light on certain points that people might not really truly understand. Okay, there's a lot of controversy, but the Lord uses controversy to bring about what? Light for the elect. All right, so let's continue. There's a book of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. He says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, we take a pause for a second, and then it says why. So now we have a colon. All right, the dot 1 2, that's the colon, to explain what that verse means. So he says, John says, and he causeth all. Who's the he? The man of sin who's been revealed, going back to the book of 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. Okay, this truth is bringing out the truth about what these devils really trying to do. Okay, so now let's read that. It says what? And he causeth all. Who's the he? Esau, Edom. Starting from the elites that come out and tell you who they are and what they're trying to do. Going back to the World Economic Forum and so on and so forth. Check it. And he causeth all, right? When you go to that word causeth, it goes into the Greek word poeo, okay? Which means to fashion, to construct, okay? To design, okay? That's what it means to cause, right? So he causeth all, right? The word all in the Greek goes back to the word pas, which means individually and collectively. How do you get people individually? Through identification, radio frequency identification, all right? So let's continue. Causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. That means everyone, all right? To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. When you go to that word receive, it goes to the Greek word didomai, which means what? To give permission or to grant permission or to take something in, okay? That means that you're going to be presented with something, and this is your option, okay? It's either you do it or you don't, all right? And you're gonna have to give consent for them to do this to you, something to be administered onto you, or in this case, into you, right? So let's keep going. It says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So now there was something that happened that transitioned the whole world into a different phase, and within this transition, you're presented with this new technology. It's a new form of payment, and in order for you to be part of this new world, new living, new normal, whatever, you have to accept this new form of payment. That's that MOTB. That's the mark of the beast. That is the radio frequency identification chip. Okay? And it's being led by who? Walletmore and Neuralink. All right? Let's keep going. It says what? To receive a mark. When you go into that word mark, we always go into it, is the Greek word charagma. Okay? The specific Greek word charagma, which means what? An incision. A mark is a cutting, an incision, something that cuts in the skin. How do they administer the CHIP? The guy that we talked about, the first guy, was it Paulin? That was his name, right? What did he say? He said it felt like a pinch, like somebody just scratched you. It's like a pinch, because there's an incision. It goes into your skin. Subdermal implants underneath your skin, right? It says what? To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Oh, he said he got it in his hand. He got it in his left hand. But regardless, it's still your hand, okay? And when you go into that word right hand, I believe the word hand goes into the word dexios in the Greek, okay? Now, when you look at the East, right, the Eastern Hemisphere compared to the Western Hemisphere, the Eastern Hemisphere is more about respect. When you meet somebody, you shake their hands. Now, the hand motion, the shaking of hands, is a representation of accepting someone into your presence. So when I meet someone and I shake their hand, that means I've accepted them as my, we can go back and forth. We can engage in any type of what? Transaction. Okay? So by you accepting it into your hand and using that hand to make transactions, you have engaged with the system. So it's a meeting point. That meeting point is your hand or your forehead. Okay? So let's continue. It says that what? Now, why did the he, Esau, Edom, cause the world to get to this point where they had to receive this mark? Why? This is why. It says that what? And that no man might buy or sell. So the reason why you had to take this thing is to enable you to make payments, which is buying and selling. Okay? Okay, so let's keep going. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. So there was a new system that in order for you to buy or sell or make any payments, you had to have the mark, which is the Charagma, which is the radio frequency identification chip. That's it. You see? So when somebody reads it who's unlearned, they're going to see it and say, oh, okay, so does that mean that we have three different things? So it's either you take the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name? No, it means one thing. John says or, meaning either way you cut it, there's one device that covers all grounds. So however you look at it, if you take this MOTB, you've taken what you need to take in order to participate in this new society. You've been identified, and now you've been granted access to engage in this new world. That's all it means. Okay? So it says here, verse 18, here's wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right? Now I want to show you something real quick. Let's see. All right? When you go into the word payment, okay, in the online etymology dictionary, it says action of paying, okay, replacement of a debt, okay. It says thing or sum of money given in discharge of a debt. And guess what? Most of Americans are in a whole lot of debt right now as we speak. They, I believe they said the debt ceiling had reached. They had to like extend the debt ceiling. If not, the whole system was gonna go down. Something to that effect. Last time I was looking at those kind of things. All right. I want to go into this word real quick. When we were reading the article, the guy was talking about what there was gonna be things that people use today. So it's the information, right? When you go into that word information in the book of Revelation, it goes into the word charagma, right? When you go into a little bit more into the charagma, you're going to get into a word called graphos. When you go into a word graphos, this is what it says. It says to write with reference to the contents of the writing. Okay? That is all going to what? Information. Okay? It says what? To express in written characters. So, your information is going to be expressed on the whatever thing that you're going to be interacting with. The moment you have your hand scanned, information will pop up. Okay, that is the graphos right there. That is the information that's going to be in your your chip that will be connected with the antennas that it says will be connected to the cloud, and all your information is going to be there. So your banking information, your health information, everything you do is going to be recorded there. That's the information. That's the graphos that's talking about. Okay, it says to be used. It says use of things which stand written in the sacred books. Okay, it says what? To give information. There you go. That's the graphos right there. The information. Okay, so even when you go into the words, when you actually stop and you break down the words in the book of Revelation, you're going to arrive at the article we just read. That's why they're talking about, oh, they're going to articles. Yeah, because these articles are the biblical prophecies being fulfilled as we speak. Okay? They're coming to pass. The book of Habakkuk tells you that. Okay? Let's see if we can pull that up and we're going to close it out. All right, because these demonic creatures don't know how to just stay over on one side. They want to come around wherever brothers be at. You can't be here. You can't be here. This ain't for you. You can't be here. Continuing, this is a book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 2. It says, start off at 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. So this very vision that we're breaking down right now was set for this time. It wasn't set for 60 years ago. That's why 1998 was the first time somebody was implanted, but it wasn't spoken of like it is now, where it's become a thing where it's like you got Walletmore and Neuralink creating technology to bring this into the mainstream. Okay? So it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. John's vision, this was 2,000 plus years ago on the Isle of Patmos. It never happened all the way till now. That vision was set for this time. This is the appointed time. That vision, it will be fulfilled. Okay? It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. We at the end. Are we not at the end? All these end time prophecies happening are pointing to we being the end, at the end, man. Okay? And at the end, this is the book, the last book of the Bible is really what we're living in right now. Okay? So it says what? And at the end it shall speak and not lie. Right? Though it tarry, meaning it takes time. That's why you gotta have patience. It's gonna take time. It's gonna be like, man, when they gonna do this? And when is this nigga gonna sign this bill so this could happen? Though it tarry, right? Wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. All right, and that's a message specifically to the elect, because the elect are the ones who gonna have patience and wait till the end. Everybody else who's not of the elect, they're gonna run out of patience, man. They're not gonna be able to deal with the intensity of the temptation. It's gonna be too much for them, you know? It's gonna be way too much for them. They're not gonna be able to endure. All right? They're not gonna be able to endure, so they're gonna fall by the wayside, man. But for the elect, that message is for us. Okay? Those brothers and sisters who are watching, who are of the house of David, okay, starting from our elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, that's the message that's for us, man. Though it tarry, wait for it. Because here it is, it's happening. For so long, it's like, yo, hey, there could be this, man. Hey, maybe this year could be the year. And we're seeing all the end time prophecies happening right now. Okay? So though it tarry, wait for it. What? For what? It will surely come. It will not tarry. And that's what we're seeing now. Okay? So, hey, to that we say what? Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Call Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai for opening up our minds to see things for what they are. So we can what? Be prepared. Because it's not going to be easy. Just think about that, man. Think about today, being in this world right now in the year 2022, 2023, right? And if you didn't have a cell phone, or if you didn't have a bank account, or if you didn't have some of these technologies that we're using today that pretty much has become our lives, right? Think about that. How are you going to be able to get a job? How are you going to be able to pay your bills? How you even going to be able to, go to the grocery store and buy shit? All these things are about to change. They're changing right now as we speak. So how are we going to be able to eat? How are we going to live? Where are we going to stay at? What are we going to do with it in this world? There's no place for us. The Lord has to make a way. And a way he will. A way he will, as long as you believe, man. As long as you believe. Okay? But yeah, man, you got mad Edomites out here, so I'm just going to close it out. All right, but that's the point I want to bring out. Okay, this topic was just specifically for that, because that's the last major prophecy left before this place go down, man. And we're seeing all these things happening. All these small little events is building up to that one major event. There's going to be one thing that happens that changes everything. And people are going to see it. We're all going to witness it. We're all here. We're going to see it. All right, so watch out for the next month and a half. All right, going into the next summer months, we're going to see some changes, man. All right, we're going to see some changes. But Lord willing, all right, we get that deliverance. Lord willing, we have that mercy. Lord have mercy on us, and we get that deliverance, man. Because that's what we're going to need in these last days. Okay? But you got to use that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, something that's precious to the elect, and to the 2/3, fuck them. To the rest of the world, fuck them. They don't got it, leave them alone, man. If anything, as we enter into these last days, things going to get so bad, they're going to turn on us. All right? They're going to all turn on us, man. But that's okay. Because as long as you don't turn your back on Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, he's not going to turn his back on you. All right? And that's the most important thing. Okay? That's the most important thing. So I'm going to leave it off there, Lord willing. You brothers and sisters were all edified. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory this way. All right? I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim L'Chakodash, the water Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were all edified. Until next time, the water for joining me. Until next time, shalom. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Brakatam. Shalom.